Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, we're going to get started with the service. We're going to get started with the prayers. The scriptures say that the prayers of the righteous are going to be heard. So as long as we keeping the commandments, serving Yah, the Most High will hear our prayers. With that being said, I imagine we'll panya Jerusalem. Rise and face Jerusalem. Hallelujah. 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 Who's the power? Yahweh's the power. Who's the power? Yahweh's the power. Bahashem. Yahushai. Bahashem. Yahushai. The blessing of the Sabbath day. Repeat the Hebrew only. Blessed are you, Yahweh, name Yahushai, that gives to us the Sabbath day in peace. Thank you, so be it. Amen. Amen. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahushai, Hawa'ah, Athananawa, Hashabath, Bashalom, Thawada, Thanyad, Haman. The calling of the tribes. Tribes to the east. Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? Banyamyan. Dan. Shema. Yasharella. Yahweh. Ahrahyahla. Yahweh. Hakad. Saw. Turn. Tribes to the south. Shemai one, Yashachaaq, Zabalawan, Shemai, Yasharella, Yahweh, Ahrahyahla, Yahweh, Hakad, Saw. Turn. Tribes to the west. Gad, Ashar, Naphtali, Shema, Yasharella, Yahweh, Ahrahyahla, Yahweh, Hakad, Saw. Turn. Tribes to the north. Roban, Yahweh, Loya, Shema, Yasharella, Yahweh, Ahrahyahla, Yahweh, Hakad, Saw. Turn. Shema, Yasharella, Yahweh, Ahrahyahla, Yahweh, Hakad. Hero Israel, Yahweh's our power, Yahweh's one. Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Thawada Thanyad. Amen. Amen. The blessing of the Torah. Repeat the Hebrew only. Blessed are you, Yahweh, name Yahushai, to give to us the law. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahushai, Hawa'ah, Athananawa, HaTorah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, name Yahushai, that gives to us the light to see. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahushai, Hawa'ah, Athananawa, Ha'awar, La'ra'ah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, name Yahushai, that gives to us the ram song to call a people. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahushai, Hawa'ah, Athananawa, Ha'ayo, La'ra'ah, Ha'ayam. Blessed are you, Yahweh, name Yahushai, that gives to us the olive oil to anoint Israel. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahushai, Hawa'ah, Athananawa, Hashaman, Zayath, Lamashak, Yasharella, Thawada, Thanyad, Amen. The Ten Commandments in the Lashawan Quadash. Repeat the Hebrew only. La'a, Yahaya, Laka, Alahorium, Alkorium, Alpanya, La'a, Thaisha, Laka, Pasal, Wala'a, Thibadam, La'a, Rakwakwa, Sham, Yahweh, Bashawa, Zakar, Hayawam, Hashabath, Lakwadashwa, Kabad, Abaka, Wa'amaka, La'a, Thoratazak, La'a, Thana'a, La'a, Thagana, La'a, Aino, Shakur, La'a, Thakamad, Ko, Asharai, Lara'ika, Bahasham, Mashiach, Yahushai, Thawada, Thanyad, Amen. The Ten Commandments in English, the Book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 1.
And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other powers before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High Yahweh thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High Yahweh thy power in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High Yahweh thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Most High Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day, and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High Yahweh thy power giveth thee. Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Además, Yahweh Bahasham Mashiach Yahushai, the word of the Yad, Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Bahasham.
Yahushai.
Bahasham.
Yahushai.
The other one, Palau, the Lord's Prayer, and the last one, Kodash. Repeat the Hebrew only. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwazka, Thaba'a, Yatazachaaq, Haya, Aisha, Baharataza, Ka, Haya, Bashamayim, Athanawa, Lakam, Kayawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawathinawa, Asalaknawa, Kabawathinawa, Wala'a, Thabiyanawa, Walasawan, Abo, Awashina, Manrai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wala Allah, Wala Thai Parath, Hiwalamya, Bahasham, Mashiach, Yahushai, the Wada, the Nyad, Amen. Lord's Prayer, the Book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 9.
After this manner therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Además, Yahweh Bahasham Mashiach Yahushai, the word of the Yad, Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Bahasham.
Yahushai.
Bahasham.
Yahushai.
Psalms 133, the last one, Kodash, repeat the Hebrew. Shayar, Hamawath, Ladawah, Hana, Ma, Tawah, Wama, Nayam, Shabbath, Akim, Gum, Yakut, Kashaman, Hatawah, Ayah, Haraash, Yerad, Ayo, Hazakwan, Zakwan, Haharan, Shayarad, Ayo, Paya, Manawathiwa, Kato, Karamwan, Shayarad, Ayo, Haraya, Taziwan, Kaya, Sham, Tazawa, Yahweh, Af, Abiakad, Kayayam, Haiwalam, Bahasham, Mashiach, Yahushai, Tawada, Thanyad, Amen. Psalms 133 in English.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High Yahweh commanded a blessing, even life forevermore. But now Yahweh Hashem Mashiach Yahushai, the water from Yad. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
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 Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Bahasham.
Yahushai.
Bahasham.
Yahushai.
Psalms 150 to praise.
Praise ye Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Praise Yahweh in his sanctuary.
Hallelujah.
Praise him in the firmament of his power.
Hallelujah.
Praise him for his mighty acts.
Hallelujah.
Praise him according to his excellent greatness.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the sound of the trumpet.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the psaltery and harp.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the timbrel and dance.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with string instruments and organs.
Hallelujah.
Praise him upon the loud cymbals.
Hallelujah.
Praise him upon the high sounding cymbals.
Hallelujah.
Let everything that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Praise ye Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. The water from Yad. Amen.
Amen.
Let everything that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let everything that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
All praises go out to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because truly his mercy endure forever. We come before you, Yahweh, and thanking you for this blessed Shabbat day in peace, because we know the days come when the Shabbat will not be in peace. Please send our righteous angels to encamp around all of us through these tough times, through these perilous times. Please send a special healing on the Myers family, Yahweh, up in North Carolina. Though they have lost a loved one, a young loved one, Yahweh, you have taken them on the last Shabbat. We grant them a safe trip back home, Yahweh. Please have mercy on him, Yahweh. Watch over, keep him safe, that he be there in his travels there on the way back home. Please watch over those of you that are dealing with any kind of infirmities. I know a lot of us are in pain and we're in suffering during these last days with the COVID-19 and the COVID-45, whatever devices of Satan has out there. We pray, Yahweh, Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai, please send a spirit of healing on the children of Israel. And as always, Yahweh, we beg of you, please come redeem us out of this captivity, all Israel. Those that face Shalom and call on thy high holy name, and the uncircumcised, Yahweh, please come redeem us out of this captivity. I thought. All these things we ask and praise in your name, Yahweh, and your Son, who came and died for the nation of Israel and Israel only, HaMashiach Yahushai, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai, the water thing Yad, Amen.
Amen.
Yes, shall be. Everyone be seated. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat in peace. How's everyone doing this week?
Wow.
What's the Hebrew word for good?
Wow.
All right. So today, we have our town hall meeting after. So those of you that are here, please stay behind for the town hall meeting. Today's portion is going to be Exodus 25 and 1 to Exodus 27 and 19. Everyone remember what the portion was about last week?
Last week,
So we can kind of recap.
I believe we were going over the 12 tribes.
We were going over the 12 tribes.
No? Oh.
Okay, we gotta work on that.
I know Exodus 23 concerns. Let him go.
Was it, we was talking about Moses, how he went to the mountain and what the Most High showed him.
Right. So we did speak about Moses going up into the mount and pleading with the Most High, speaking with him and giving him instruction, right? And for him to bring the instruction down to the children of Israel. Yes, Masha.
We're speaking about laws about respecting one another.
Respect for one another. Okay.
I think you
Radar.
I think you mentioned something about a game, because like Exodus, I think it was 23, says not to follow a multitude to do evil.
Right. So we learned that last portion. Don't follow a multitude to do evil. Just because somebody else is doing evil, that don't mean you follow them and say, "Oh yeah, well, monkey see, monkey do." You got that spirit on you. What else? I don't know if you remember. You remember about the widow and the fatherless.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, Mosai said if you.
Mosai said if you curse the widow and the fatherless, that you're gonna make him hot.
Right.
Right. And I know a lot of you get hot when somebody step on your new Jordans. Right? Or your new Air Maxes. You know what I mean? You got a new fresh pair and somebody step on them, you like, I just bought them, I paid $220 for them. Then next thing you know, you're ready to fight. Right. You go 0 to 100. Right? So, I mean, the Most High is like this. This thing is close.
Most High is a killer.
Yeah, it looks kind of close. But, as the scriptures say, the Most High, he's hot. You know what I mean? He'll get hot if you curse the fatherless and the widow. Yeah. So we're gonna get started with the class. So let's open up with the book of Colossians chapter 3 verse 17. Let's open up the word of Yah.
This is the book of Colossians chapter 3 verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Abba by him.
Right. So, whatever we do, make sure that we're doing it by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Okay? Alright? Make sure whatever we do in word, any words come out of our mouth, any deeds that we do, that we make sure we're doing it according to, Yah and Yah's will. Alright? So let's get started. Let's jump right into the portion because we got a lot of ground to cover, a lot of things to talk about. Alright. So let's go to Exodus 25. That's the one that was plugged in over there. That's yours right there. Yeah, it's longer.
This is the book of Exodus.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 25 verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying,
What did he say?
Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering of every man that giveth it willingly with his heart. Ye shall take my offering.
Right, so the Most High wants us to give willingly. It's not a strain. You got to go in your pocket and be like, damn, this week, I got to put $20 in. Man, you sucking your teeth. You get an attitude because you got to put $20 or you got to put $50 or you got to put some money up for the Most High. The Most High don't, he's not, like putting the noose around our neck telling us, we better put it in there. It'll be up to you. He said willingly that you put it from your heart, meaning from your mind. You know what the school desires, you know what the school need to have. Give it. If you have it, give it up. Okay? If you sitting on the mint, you sitting up there, you got $1 million in your bank account, you come in here and give $5, something wrong. Okay? Because the scriptures say to what? Charge them that are rich, that they may what? Distribute. Come off that bread. Right? As I always say, give generously. Okay? So, Most High wants us to do it willingly from our heart. Everybody got that? Read on now.
Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the offering which ye shall take of them: gold and silver,
Right?
and brass,
Right?
and blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine linen, and goat's hair.
Okay, so look. So now it's going into what the Most High wants you to offer. Right? The offering is going to be what? Gold, silver, and brass, and blue, and purple, and scarlet. What's scarlet?
It's like it's like a deep red color, like
Look to your left. Okay, there you go. There's your scarlet.
Yeah.
All right. And what other color did I mention?
Purple and blue.
Okay, look to your left again. All right. So just know that we got it going on up here. Con? All right. All right. So we got the colors, but it's not made of goats here. But you know we're working on that. Okay. Right now this is the building of the tabernacle. Okay, read on now.
And blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair.
Read on.
And ram's skins dyed red and badger's skins and shittim wood.
Okay, now it said ram skins dyed red. See, a lot of times people think, you know, like we part of that movie, The Gods Must Be Crazy. We run around chasing a Coca-Cola bottle. We knew how to dye here. Back then. We knew what to do with the colors, okay? Now, you see our women, they dye in their hair all different colors. Purple, blue, yellow, gold, blonde. You know, a Negro with blonde hair. I don't know. It's weird to me, but I don't know. But anyway, right? But the East Indian will have you know, think that they created this dyeing, you know, dyeing hair and stuff like that. We were doing this during the time of Moses. You see that? Okay, read on now.
Oil for the lights.
Oil for what?
For the lights. Spices for anointing oil. And for sweet incense.
Right.
Onyx stones and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate.
Right. So now it's going into what? The oil. What's the oil? Is this motor oil 10W30?
Olive oil.
Olive oil, right. So the olive oil, the incense, what incense? Frank and myrrh, right. So we getting all this stuff, we getting it already. And he said the onyx stones. What do onyx stone look like? Anybody know? Nobody know? They had a rap group back in the days called Onyx. Remember that? Why did they name themselves that? You don't know? Well, onyx stone is very strong. That's one. And number two is black. Right? So, you know, this is the reason why these guys probably came up with that name. Okay? So the onyx stones and stones to be set in the ephod. So what's the ephod? I don't know if Yatazachaaq could pull up the ephod. Yes, Radar.
Oh, I was going to answer, but I'm
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if he can pull it up. See if he can pull it up, the ephod. If he can show the people online what the ephod is. And it says the stones, right.
Is that the breastplate for the priest?
Right, that would be the breastplate for the priest, the ephod. So, and he said these stones that you have. So now, where did they get all this gold and silver and all this? Where did they get this from? Man, they're in the desert, huh? Where you get all this? Huh?
Right.
Where did they get all this stuff from?
They did magic.
Yeah, where did we get all this stuff from? Anybody know?
They made 3 wishes to the genie.
was it Egypt?
We got it out of Egypt. We robbed them. No, we ain't robbed. I want to say robbed. We borrowed it. Yeah, let's get it right. We borrowed it. Okay. We borrowed these stones. Okay.
Because the Most High told us to.
Absolutely. We was under orders. Not like now when people say, well, I'm going to rob them, they rob me. No. Okay? A lot of times people misuse that scripture. Okay? The water for the stones. Read on that. Verse 8.
In the book of Exodus 25, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And let them make a sanctuary, and let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them.
Right?
According to all that I show thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments thereof. Even so shall ye make it.
So stop right there. There's something going on in this verse that kind of triggered me a little bit. Okay? Read it again, I know. Verse 9.
Verse 9. We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 25, verse 9. According to all that I show thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle.
Stop right there. So now, he said, according to all that I showed thee. When you go back up to verse 1, it says, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel that they may bring me an offering. So the Most High has spoken to Moses. So when Moses went up to that mountain, he wasn't just getting the 10 Commandments. As you see, he said in verse 9, he said, according to all that I showed thee. Okay? So he showed him also the tabernacle, the building of it. And he said, well, after the pattern of the tabernacle, where you get the pattern from? From the Most High. The Most High giving them the pattern. Right? They gave him the blueprint, right? And the pattern of all the instruments thereof. Even so shall ye make it. So the Most High gave him this information. Okay, he wasn't up there just getting 10 commandments. I don't think it would take 40 days to get 10 commandments. Right? We went over 10 commandments a couple of Shabbats ago, right? Okay, so yes.
I got a question, man. So you think he was giving the pattern, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, was the stuff that was in heaven, the third heaven, showing him the things that was up there?
Well, you know, according to verse 9 here, it says, according to all that I show thee. And then he talked about the pattern of the tabernacle. So at this particular time, in this place where they at now, he showed him the direction. He gave him the blueprint on how to build the tabernacle. Okay? Now, if he showed him some things that in the third heaven or some things that is in the future to come, of course he did. I'm sure he did. But I'm sure he told him, he gave him a hush orders. He put a gag order on him and told him that he couldn't tell you because you Negroes couldn't handle it. Right? There's a lot of the, as you see the priests, when the Most High had dealt with them, even and when you go into the book of Esdras, he specifically told them, this you write in the book, this you don't. Because, you know, y'all don't need to know that. Okay? So, of course he was giving them that understanding. But here, he's talking about the building of the tabernacle. So this thing was given to Moses, and now Moses is regurgitating and giving it to the children of Israel and telling them what to get. Your offering should be of the badger skin, the goat skin, the onyx, the stones, right? Because they're building a breastplate. They're making the priestly garment as we speak. Everybody got that? Okay, let's go.
Let's see, when you see what's going on, these offerings are for the tabernacle. So this is like building a school.
Right.
This is like building a sanctuary here, every little sanctuary on across the world. So the same way Moses is asking the Israelites for the offerings is the same way the elders at the Light of Zion asked for the offerings to build up the tabernacle, the sanctuary. You know, hey, bring some curtains, bring some tablecloths, bring some chairs. You know what I mean? Bring these are offerings for the tabernacle. This got nothing to do with any other offering.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to point that out.
Give me this one precept. Give me Ezekiel 11 and verse 16. All right. Give me the book of Ezekiel chapter 11 verse 16. Because being that you bring up the offering, this is very important. In order for this, 11 and 16, come. In order for this school to continue, and we don't go back out into the cold and go back out into the elements, right? We have to make sure that we are giving as the Most High has blessed us. We being blessed, the Most High is asking us to, stack the storehouse. Everybody understand that? The book of Ezekiel chapter 11 verse 16.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 11 verse 16.
Read.
Therefore say, just saith the Most High Yahweh, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries,
right?
Yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary.
Right. So he's going to be to us what? As a little sanctuary. Because why? We have sanctuaries all over the place now. Okay? Because due to our disobedience, the Most High has separated us and has scattered us amongst the heathen. And now we are here, okay, we're in Port St. Lucie right now. We're in St. Lucie County, as you can see. that, you know, we're here in St. Lucie County, we're in Martin, we're in Indian River, and then we have the headquarters. We have we got Georgia, we got all these sanctuaries, little sanctuaries all over the place. So as you have the Most High bless you, make sure you give so we can keep these sanctuaries going. All right, that our captive is not giving us some funding for us to keep these schools open. You know, these schools are open only according to your donations. Everybody understand that? All right. Okay, that's it. We don't need to go any further right there. Give me one more precept. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 8.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 8. The Most High shall command the blessing upon thee,
right,
in thy storehouses.
And I what?
In thy storehouses.
Right, the Most High is going to command a blessing upon thee in our storehouses. Read.
And in all that thou settest thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee.
Right, the Most High shall bless us when we keep the commandments, when we do His will. He will bless us, and if He bless us, what are we supposed to do? Bless the storehouse. Right, got that?
All right.
Okay, the storehouse is not for me so I can go buy a Bentley, right? And I ride up in here and y'all walking, your car break down, and I pass you by and say, oh, I hope everything works out for you. See you at the Shabbat. That's not for me to do that, all right? The storehouse is here for things, the beautifying of the school. Somebody fall on hard times and need help. Feeding the homeless, you know, things like that. There's many different things we can use the storehouse for. But the Most High said want us to stack the storehouse. Everybody got that? All right. And He want us to make sure that it's, you know, give me, that's what I wanted. I'm sorry, Slacky, that was a good one. But give me Malachi 3 verse 10. That's the one I wanted. Then we'll go back to the portion. I'm in the book of Malachi chapter 3 verse 10.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 10.
Right.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse.
Say it again.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse.
Say it one more time.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse.
Hear that? Bring the tithes into the storehouse. Okay? That's what we have to do. Things that we need to bring, you know, we need to bring into where? The storehouse. Okay? That's what the Most High wants us to do. That's what He's asking inside when we at the Mount. He's telling us, you know, He's telling us what to bring at this particular time, because at this particular time we building a sanctuary. So He's not going to say, "Give me money." What are we going to do with money in the desert?
Right.
What are we going to do with gold and silver in the desert? He's telling us to bring the gold and the silver is for a reason. I'm going to go into the reason why He's telling us that. Yes.
I got a good precept. It's quick and to the point. Haggai 1 and 8.
I don't think we finished it yet.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house.
Right. There may be what? Meat. Things that are good inside the house of the Most High. Read.
And prove me now herewith, saith the Most High of hosts. If I will not open you the windows of heaven.
You not open the what?
The windows of heaven.
He said He gonna open up the windows of heaven. You bless the storehouse. You know what I mean? We gotta remember, we gotta bless this place, man. We prayed for the place, right? Then we prayed for they had this place. Yeah, we pray hard for it, man. Let's get out of the park. That lightning came down, that thunder came out there. We like, oh, Most High, get us out of here, you know? We want to be out of the park. Okay? He said that what? If you bless the storehouse, thus saith the Most High of hosts, that now, he said, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. He said, he will open these windows. These windows will be open if you bless the storehouse. But if you keep the bread to yourself, you come in here, you got $500,000, you got $1 million in your bank account, you go outside and jump in your Bentley, and you leave $5 in the envelope. Hey, that's between you and the Most High, man. It ain't between me. If it was me, I'd give generously. I wouldn't say nothing. They needed there. I had to drop off a shoebox. There's so much money in there. All right, because we got to remember that what we got to bless the storehouse. When we bless the storehouse, the Most High is gonna bless us. Con? Read on. And pour you out a blessing.
And pour you out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive.
Look at that. He said he's going to pour you out a blessing. You won't even be able to receive it. Right? It's going to be like, man, where does this thing come from? What all this abundantly? You know what I mean? If we bless the store. Now, you know the church in the Baptist church, they bring this out every service. Shalom, man, rob the Most High.
Yeah,
right?
Verse 8, yeah.
Right. Right? We got to remember we got to bless the storehouse. Everybody got that? We got to make sure we got to come out of our pocket. Okay? And that doesn't only necessarily mean that it's just talking about money. But you know what? If you have a talent in here, if you're a man who works with plumbing or air conditioning, electrician, you know what I mean? You have this talent that you have, or maybe you're going to school for it, you obtain this talent. You know, if you see something that needs to be done in here, you say, you know what? The light been out over here in the sister's room for a while. Let me get some bulbs, or let me, you know, I know what the problem is. I'm an electrician. I can fix that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got that? Right. So that blessing, that tithes that you're offering, right, is something that can be used here. Everybody got that? Because during this time, of course, they wasn't bringing like, you know, like money, cash, like what we bring. Even during the time of Yahushua, what were they bringing as an offering, as the tithes? Food, anise and cumin, seasoned spices, right? These things help the service out. Okay, so not all the time it's just about money. It's just also your time also can be part of your tithes. Everybody understand that? Putting in your brick, yeah. What you call it? Haggai 1 and 8 sounds. All right, we can finish it with this one. Yeah, start at 7. Haggai 1 and 7. Yeah.
Come.
Okay.
This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 7. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, consider your ways.
Right, consider your ways. Read.
Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house.
Right.
And I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Most High.
Right. When you go up to the house, it says bring wood. It says bring wood. Bring the things that you need to build the house. And he said what? When we build that house and we dwell in there, he said he's going to be there with us. He'll take pleasure in it. Everybody got that? We're going to take pleasure in it. He said he's going to glorify. Thus saith the Most High. Right? I mean, we can go on, but I'm not going to go on there any more further than that. You know? Read on now. Read on. Read verse 9. Might as well.
Verse 9.
Okay.
Ye looked for much.
Right.
And lo, it came too little. And when ye brought it home, I did blow upon it. Why? Saith the Most High. Because of mine house that is waste, and ye run every man unto his own house.
Right. Your most house, he said you look for much, right? And lo, you know, it came too little. Right? Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You soweth little, you're going to get little. You soweth much, you'll get much. Right? But if you continue, you expecting the Most High just abundantly just bless you with a whole bunch of things, and then you ain't putting in nothing. You think that's how it works? We were just talking before we went live about the man with the talent, right? And the man who planted the talent, what he got? Nothing.
So you see here, this is you working like 100 hours a week.
Right. There you go, right?
You come home, not even come home, you get your check every 2 weeks, and boom, the Most High said he blow upon it.
Yeah.
That thing is gone to the bills and everything else. Why? This is just, speaking generally for those that do this. We're not saying that anybody else does this here, but because they don't help build the Most High's house.
Right.
They don't help build the Most High house. So that's why they work all those. You see a lot of our people out there in the world, they 2 to 3 jobs, and you're like, damn, when they gonna catch up? If they working 2 to 3 jobs, wouldn't you think they'd be able to catch up by now?
I know we have.
They're not dealing with the Most High.
Benjamin always have a saying. He said, "What are you trying to build a spaceship?" Right? Did you finish paying off that yacht? Right? Because it's like, yo, how many hours you gonna work? It's only 24 hours in a day, right? You out there working so hard, like you trying to build a spaceship or something. Where you going? Okay. So we gotta remember that we gotta take care of the Most High. He come first. Everybody got that? And this is the building of the sanctuary. So to build the sanctuary, you gotta give, man. You gotta give your time, your money, whatever it might be. Okay? Shabbat Shalom. Okay? Go back.
And I'm gonna bring out an interesting fact that I read here in my study Bible. The Most High talks about building up the tabernacle. Let me tell you how much of the Bible. There are 50 chapters in the Bible devoted to the tabernacle. 13 in Exodus, 18 in Leviticus, 13 in Numbers, 2 in Deuteronomy, and 4 in Hebrews.
Right.
The final 16 chapters in Exodus are primarily devoted to the instructions and fashioning of the tabernacle. That just shows you how much it's important building the Most High's tabernacle, building the Most High's schools, for lack of a better term, to bring it down to like what we know now. But we don't have a tabernacle right now, according this type of tabernacle, with the altar and the brazen and the slaughter tables and the quarter. I'm looking at it right now. They got it built up right here. I was like,
that's
man,
nice.
we had this right here. Our prayers definitely reaching the Most High. Ain't nothing blocking our prayers, man. But we don't have that. So what's our tabernacle? The school.
Right.
That's our tabernacle. But that was just an interesting fact right there.
Also,
50 chapters.
Right. Also, our tabernacle, which I'm sure out of all, our body is part of that tabernacle. All right. So, all those 50 chapters, trust me, and some of them are dealing with the body also, tabernacle. All right. So, let's go back. Let's go back to
verse 10.
To Exodus.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 25, verse 10. And they shall make an ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the height thereof.
All right. So what are they talking about? What are they making now? The what? Huh? You just said it. Somebody said it.
Somebody just said it.
Ark.
The ark of what?
Shittim wood. For
The
the tabernacle, Slakia.
Yeah, it's the Ark of the Covenant. Okay? This is what they're preparing right now. Everybody got that? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 11. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold. Within and without shalt thou overlay it.
Right.
And shall make upon it a crown of gold round about.
Right, so they're gonna make it with wood, that shittim wood, and then they're going to overlay it with gold. Everybody got that? So you know how it's going to look. Go ahead.
And thou shalt cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof.
Right.
And 2 rings shall be in the one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side of it.
Right.
And thou shalt make staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold.
Right. If we get a chance, Captain Yatazachaaq, you pull up the Ark of the Covenant. So now, what are the rings for? What are the staves for, Captain Marshall?
That's hold it.
Yeah, to carry it.
Carry it.
Right. Right. To carry it from place to place. Okay, we got it up. All right. Pick one nice one. Down to the left, right there. Right there. That one is nice. Yeah, that one right there. Okay. So you see you got the staves there on each side, the rings, and then we're going to go into what's sitting on top. Okay. All right, read on. So everybody get a visual of what it looks like. So they made this out of wood. So obviously somebody is a carpenter. Right?
Contractor.
Somebody knows somebody got some skills. Okay. And back in the days, we used to say they used to have something what we call a correspondence school. That's the school we used to go to. That you would go to and learn how to be certain things, right? You know, today they call it, what do they call it today? They got that place down in,
Trade school.
like a trade school, and they have that place in Sheridan and Fort Lauderdale.
Florida Career College?
Like, no, not Florida Career College.
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot the name of it. It's Sheridan, no, Sheridan something. Even Job Corps is one of those places that you learn, do certain trades. Right. They didn't have this stuff back then. So, you know, the spirit of Yah, they had that spirit on them. You know, the Most High put that spirit on them to have that talent, you know, to be able to do that. So, you know, they did this. 13 said, thou shalt make staves of shittim wood and overlay them with gold. So they had to melt the gold and put it on the wood. Go ahead, 14.
That was golden staves.
The golden staff, right. There we go.
Golden staves. You get smacked by that.
Yeah.
Verse 14. And thou shalt put the staves into the rings by the sides of the ark, that the ark may be borne with them.
What does it say when the ark may be born with them? What does that mean? Born.
Carried.
That's it. That's exactly what I just said. Carried. Right? So you can carry from place to place. Everybody got that? Okay. Read on. Oh, okay. Tell them to take the tabernacle on. Took it off? Okay. Go ahead. Should be late in the video.
Verse 15. The staves shall be in the rings of the ark.
Okay.
They shall not be taken from it. And thou shalt put into the ark the testimony which I shall give thee.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. And thou shalt make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof. And thou shalt make 2 cherubims of gold. Of beaten work shalt thou make them, into the 2 ends of the mercy seat.
Right.
And make 1 cherub on the one end, and the other cherub on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall ye make the cherubims on the 2 ends thereof.
Right. So what are these cherubims? What's going on here? Right?
Cherubims.
Yeah, what's those cherubims? What is that?
These are angels.
These are the angels of the Most High, right? So these are the what the angels of the Most High may look like. You can pull up the cherubims. Okay, there we go. Right. So these are the cherubims right there you see on top of the Ark of the Covenant. Okay. So obviously somebody must have had another vision of what these cherubims look like. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Somebody, you just draw this and just all of a sudden just woof, voila. Right. The Most High had given you a vision of what these cherubims look like. Okay. And he said put them on it there with the mercy seat. Okay. All right. Read on that.
verse 20.
Uh-huh.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 25, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
And the cherubims shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings. And their faces shall look one to another toward the mercy seat. Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubims be.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt put the mercy seat above upon the ark. And in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee.
Okay.
And there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat, from between the two cherubims which are upon the ark of the testimony, of all things which I will give thee in commandment unto the children of Israel.
No, to the children of Moab.
Unto the children of Israel.
Right. Not to nobody else. The Most High, he said, he's preparing a seat for himself. Okay, he's preparing a place where he can come and dwell and be there with us and see us, right? Now we know, and through the Spirit of Yah, through what we learn, we know that he's not physically going to come down and be sitting there, okay? Because his body couldn't take the earth couldn't take his body, okay? All right, but the Spirit of Yah will be there and talk to them face to face. Okay, what you got there? Oh, you were saying, okay.
No.
Okay, all right, read on now.
Verse 23.
Okay.
Thou shalt also make a table of shittim wood.
Mm-hmm.
2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof.
What's a cubit? We keep reading this cubit. I don't know. What is it? What is that? Paul.
Is it like a unit of measurement?
Yeah, it's a unit of measurement. You know how much it is?
Approximately 18 inches.
About 18 inches. So, those of you who build a few things, you know the cubit will be about 18 inches. So it's about 1.5 feet. Everybody got that? Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, and make thereto a crown of gold round about.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make unto it a border of a hand breadth round about. And thou shalt make a golden crown to the border thereof round about.
Right. So what's going on here? On the table. They're making a border. Making it decorative. They're making it look nice. You understand? Like the border that's on this Torah case. You see the border on here? Everybody see it? You see the border that's going on around? So that's what they're doing. They're making the table. They're making a certain height, 18 inches. 1.5 feet. They're telling you the length, the breadth thereof, the height, the depth. They're going into all the making of the table, and show you how it's going to look. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof.
Mm-hmm.
And over against the border shall the rings be for places of the staves to bear the table.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, that the table may be borne with them.
You see that? Now what's going on here? They did the same thing they did with the Ark of the Covenant. They made it so that you can move. It's mobile. If we need to step, because somebody put, as they say back in Brooklyn, there's somebody trying to run up on you, right? Right? Somebody try to get the drop on you. You know what I mean? Yo, pack this thing up. Let's go. Because a lot of times, right now, we're in the wilderness, so the Most High is building. This is like what they call a traveling tabernacle, so that we'll be able to pick things up and go. Okay, we're gonna be over here. We're gonna be in the plains of Moab, but now we're gonna go over to, these plains. So if you made it permanently, we won't be able to move it. Everybody understand that? So that's the reason why you see every time you're gonna read that he put the rings on there, he put the staves on there. Okay, and you see every time they're layering it in gold. Man, they've got a lot of gold going on here.
God, all gold, everything.
Yeah. Right. A lot of times people in the church say you can't wear gold. Most High giving gold to them right now. Right? Tell them to lay the Ark of the Covenant with gold. Lay the table with gold. The staves with gold.
I like gold so much.
Yeah, the Most High, he like gold, man. Hallelujah. All right, that don't mean you walk around like Mr. T.I., you know. Don't get it twisted, all right? Because y'all take it too far, you know what I mean? Go ahead,
Verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make the dishes thereof, and spoons thereof, and covers thereof, and bowls thereof, to cover withal, of pure gold shalt thou make them.
So now we're going to have spoons, forks. You know, all these things are going to be what? Pure gold. Think about that. 24 karat. As Esau is 24 karat.
It's like 1,000 carats.
Right? Most High, that's the real gold. Not this stuff Esau will be watering down, give you, this is 24 karat. And charge you $1,000 for it. Here you go, right out here trying to get that gold, give it to your woman. Baby, I love you. Right? Go on crazy. This is 24 karat. So what? You ain't saying nothing. This is pure gold. This gold that we got here from Egypt. Right? Go ahead.
And thou shalt set upon the table showbread before me always.
You hear that? What did he say? He said, you're going to put the showbread on the table always. All right? I usually have my bread basket on the table, but that's on the list of things that we need to get. Okay? We need to get a bread basket, and we keep the unleavened bread on the table. Everybody got that? All right. So now we got the gold plates. We got the gold. We can't afford real gold, but right? We in this captivity, but they have the gold table. They have the plates, the bowls, the forks, the spoons. I want you to get a picture, a mental picture. If Yatazachaaq can find that, I don't know if he can find that.
It's called the table of showbread.
Yeah, the table is called the table of showbread. Okay, if you could look that up, the table of showbread, maybe that will, bring it up on Google, and you'll be able to at least get a picture of it and put it up online for everyone to see it. So we had all these things in gold, man. Not going to the dollar store getting the cheap silver and forks and spoons. We got it up there? Okay, all right, it's up there. It's a table of showbread. Okay. All right. So we got the table of showbread up there. Okay, showing everyone that's online and those that are in the classroom. Okay. How we had everything. Forks, spoons, everything was gold. Okay. And we had the bread up there, showbread up there. Before me always. Everybody know? Con? Right. It's very important. That scripture right there, that verse 30, when he said he had to show bread, there's a whole breakdown on that. Okay? Alright? Whole breakdown, trust me. Mark that one on your books, man. Hold that one. Because that priest goes in there and changes that showbread every week. Every week like clockwork. Okay? That's why he says on there, always. Okay? Read on now.
Verse 31. So we're in the book of Exodus chapter 25, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold, of beaten work. Of beaten work shall the candlestick be made. His shaft and his branches, his bowls, his knobs, and his flowers shall be of the same.
Right. So now you're talking about building what? Thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold. What are they talking about now?
Candlestick is the thing that holds a candle.
Okay. Thing that holds a candle. Very good. But not correct. Alright. So raise your hand. Somebody help me here. Candlestick. What are we going into now?
Menorah.
Huh?
Menorah.
The menorah. What we have here before us. Of course, this was a gift, and it was a beautiful gift, and we have the gift here, and we built a menorah, and it's gold. This one, of course, is made of brass, but this one that we're making here in the tabernacle is going to be pure gold. Everybody got that? And he says he got what on it? He said his beaten work shall be the candlestick be made. His shaft, right? The shaft, and his branches, the branches, and his bowls, and his knobs on top, right? And his flowers. It doesn't show the flowers here. This will be maybe more like a representation of the flowers. Right. Okay. But they have one that's exactly made the way it's set here. Okay. Oh, he's pulled it up? don't know if you pull the flowers, pull the branches up. Go ahead, verse
32.
32. Go ahead.
And 6 branches shall come out of the sides of it.
Okay.
3 branches of the candlestick out of the one side, and 3 branches of the candlestick out of the other side.
Right. So it's showing you 3 coming out of one side, and then the other 3 coming out the other side. Okay, go ahead.
Wait, did it say 4?
No, it said 3, huh?
I know, but
I've been seeing 9. I don't know what they got going on.
they got 4 coming out on one
They
side.
got 4 coming out, and 4 coming out on
the
the other side, right?
What breakdown they got? They wasn't reading this part right
They
here.
must have skipped over this part, right? Go ahead.
Verse 33. 3 bowls made like unto almonds with a knot and a flower in one branch, and 3 bowls made like almonds in the other branch with a knot and a flower. So in the 6 branches that come out of the candlestick, so with a knot and a flower. So in the 6 branches that come out of the candlestick, right? So they was using those. I don't know, maybe how the almond plant, when it blooms, it probably looks like a bowl. So that's what they was using to put on the branches. I guess to put the oil in there.
Go ahead.
Verse 36. Their knops and their branches shall be of the same. All it shall be one beaten work of pure gold. And thou shalt make the 7 lamps thereof, and they shall light the lamps thereof, that they may give light over against it. And the tongs thereof, and the snuff dishes thereof, shall be of pure gold.
All right, what's the tongs?
Bread.
Who? For the meat.
No, I said nothing for the meat.
For what? Yeah.
The meat.
Right. To pick up the meat. Right. Yeah. They're gonna be gold. Everything.
I don't think it's something.
Moses, he doing a work right now. He want that thing to be pure gold.
Top quality.
He pulling up something right now. Yatazachaaq pulling up something. Okay. All right. Go ahead, 39.
Of a talent of pure gold shall he make it, with all these vessels. And look that thou make them after their pattern, which was showed thee in the mount.
Whoa, wait a minute. Show thee where?
In the mount.
So again, it's going back to, it was shown to who?
Moses.
And where?
Mount Zion.
In the mount. He was given this instruction. Everybody understand that? So Most High give the instruction to Moses on how the building of the tabernacle, how he want the showbread table, how he want the Ark of the Covenant. Okay? So he got the menorah, right? The Ark of the Covenant, and the showbread table. Anything else I'm missing? Is that it? So far that's it? Those are the 3 things that we built? Okay, now let's move on.
There's something else, but
Oh yeah, there's more.
we're not talking about it yet.
Nah, it's going into next chapter. 26.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 26, verse 1.
Read that.
Moreover, thou shalt make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twine linen, and blue and purple and scarlet. With cherubims of cunning work shalt thou make them.
Stop. So now, what are we making now?
Curtains.
Huh?
Curtains, he said. Curtains.
Okay, but what are these curtains for? What are we making? It's for the tabernacle. We building a tabernacle. So we did the menorah, we did the Ark of the Covenant, we did the showbread table. Now we need a place to put those things in. Everybody got me? Stay with me. We building a tabernacle now. And then it said they build it with what? Fine twine linen, blue, purple, and scarlet. Look around. Look to your left. Look to your right. Women, Aquathium, look to the front of you. This is the building of the tabernacle. This is why we have the colors up inside this school. A representation of the tabernacle. Everybody got me? Right? So we know when we come here, we feel like we at home. Everybody got it?
You gotta dip the curtain rod in gold.
You gotta dip the curtain rod and go. Okay, yeah. We got with a gold curtain rod. All right. We a few things we got to work on. I'm still having. Oh, let me just mention this real quick. We kind of skipped over it. Read it again. 26.
Moreover, thou shalt make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twine linen, and blue and purple and scarlet. With cherubims of cunning work shalt thou make them.
What is that? The cherubims of cutting work. What is that?
Stitching.
Okay, the king. All right. Stitching is close. Stitching of what? Talking about the cherubim.
Oh, yeah, stitching on the curve of the cherubim.
Okay. What do they call it today?
Embroidery, right?
Right.
Yeah, I said it wrong.
Yeah. I just want you to get the word out. Embroidery. Right. So the embroidery of the cherubim is supposed to be in gold on the curtain. I'm working on it. All right. These things, we gotta deal with that. Okay. And that will be very nice. It will look very nice on there. If you see that nice and shiny and gold on there, the cherubim, be beautiful. It'll be beautiful. So it's something that we're working on in the future. It's on a list of things to do. Okay. Go ahead. Read on.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 26, verse 2.
Read.
The length of one curtain shall be 8 and 20 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits, and every one of the curtains shall have one measure.
Right. So now every curtain is going to be one measure. Everybody got that? So let's just real quick, just take a quick number. Somebody help me out here. The length of one curtain shall be 8 and 20 cubits. How big is that? Somebody can help me out here? Come on, I got some contractors in here somewhere. Use your calculator, man. I'm just trying to get an idea of what it might be, how tall you think this curtain might be. Okay, the length.
You said 20 cubits?
It says be 8 and 20 cubits.
28.
Says we said about 120?
144.
144?
Yeah.
What calculations do you guys do?
Never mind. So I get it.
Didn't you say that 1 cubit is
18 inches, yeah, a foot and a half, right.
Yeah, I did 18 times
18 times what?
8.
No, 20 and 20. Said 8 and 20, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
28.
I said 144 sound good, right? Okay. Look, there's a cherubim. Look, that's nice. Somebody did that. You see that? You see the cherubims on the curtain? That's nice. That's a grip right there to get it that big. Yeah. Embroidery, I'm telling you, the little embroidery that I do on the shirts, just that small little patch could run you anywhere between $25 and $30. So imagine something like this. Each side would be maybe even $150, right?
It'd be 42 feet.
It'll be 42 what?
Feet.
It'll be 42 feet. Okay, that's what you got too, I know. Okay. So 42 feet. It'll be in height, right? So that means that tabernacle is huge. Because 42 feet is over this building. All right. My van is 7 feet at the top. Yeah, that's from the top of the rack to the ground, 7 feet. We talking about 42 feet. That is tall. Everybody got me? That's almost at this. You see Bayath when he be on the lift, and he go all the way up. He say he be like 50 feet in the air. It's a little, yeah. So I just want to get you a picture of what this tabernacle looks like. Everybody got me? Okay. I'm gonna read on, but we can go. You can go at home and do the numbers and crush the numbers and see what it would look. What you think it would look like? Okay.
Paul. So what about the width?
Okay, you're going into the width now.
It said 4 cubits for each curtain. How wide is that?
4 cubits. Go ahead.
72 inches.
72.
72 inches, right?
Oh, you're going inches.
So it'd be like 12,
Yeah, he's doing inches because 18 inches is
like 13.
is the cubit.
So,
6 feet.
So it'll be 6 feet. 6
There you
feet?
go.
Right.
So one curtain was 42 feet high
And 6 feet
and
wide.
6 feet wide.
That's about the size of these curtains all together, all three of them.
42?
No, I'm talking about the 6 feet.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
God, that look about 6 feet.
Yeah.
But just 42 feet.
42 feet.
It's like
Yeah.
another 4 floors on top of it.
Right. Hey, if we had that up there right now, I'd be here and going all the way to the other room, right? So, just to get an idea, one curtain. Anybody got that? Remember, we talking about one curtain. Okay? Yeah.
Just think about just this the who they, what you call them, the people that make curtains,
Seamstress?
seamstress, I guess. How much work they put it in.
Right.
Especially back then, doing
What?
it single-handedly compared to the machine.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got no
right.
machines,
Yeah, no machines.
and they doing embroidery.
That's some labor right there.
Boy.
Somebody got the spirit on them. Okay?
and
Somebody got this
it's
spread
definitely
on.
a team. It's like probably
Yeah.
20 of them doing one curtain.
Yeah, it's a team. Yeah. This is not, and it's not just anybody touching the curtain. This is a Levi, all right? These are the different sons, these are the different families who dealt with this stuff with the tabernacle. Not everybody dealt with things.
Oh snap! The men was sewing.
Listen, Brother Sheps, you want to put the fringes on, man. You ain't get playing around. I ain't paying you, all right.
You know, some men be like, I ain't so. I don't
Right.
really know how to
Nah, they
sew."
got to get out of that spirit. Okay? No.
I don't
Pull
know,
out the
but I would
sewing
like to
machine.
learn.
Pull out the sewing machine, put your foot on the pedal, let's go. All right? And then, let me tell you something. In New York, if you see them guys in New York, you see like Priest of Bach, he had them garments, it looked like he about to step off out of the third dimension, right? And he came out from Yahushua. I'm like, damn, where you get that garment from? It's a brother in New York. Ain't no sister making that. Okay? Okay, so there's a brother in New York who makes these garments, man. And there's somebody down here who actually does it too. But I'm just showing you that the brothers do make these garments, all right? All right, let's read on. We got a lot of ground to cover.
Well, what happened? The live shut off.
Kind of froze. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Go ahead.
You got it, man. Tell me.
Find out what's going on. Captain's going on. Go ahead.
Where was that? 20. We were at
26
5.
and
Oh no, I'm sorry. Verse
4.
3.
3. Sorry.
So we're in the book of Exodus, chapter 26, verse 3.
Okay.
The 5 curtains shall be coupled together one to another, and other 5 curtains shall be coupled one to another.
Right. So now the curtains are being coupled together. They're going to be together. Read.
And thou shalt make loops of blue upon the edge of the one curtain from the selvage in the coupling, and likewise shalt thou make in the uttermost edge of another curtain in the coupling of the second. 50 loops shalt thou make in the one curtain, and 50 loops shalt thou make in the edge of the curtain that is in the coupling of the second, that the loops may take hold one of another.
Okay.
And thou shalt make 50 taches of gold, and couple the curtains together with the taches, and it shall be one tabernacle.
Right. So now you see that they are doing the loops and the couplings. These things are what to help not only hang them, but when it's time to leave, we need to carry it. Everybody got it? All right.
Well, it's more just for hanging.
Hanging, yeah, no, hanging. Because they use it to hang, like what we got up there. If you notice when I purchased these, you see the silver ring around there, so that now it lasts a lot longer when you have those rings on there. Okay, because now you're not tearing the actual curtain with the rod. You know what I mean? So these curtains that we have here, they're called like blackout curtains. So that's why I got them also too, because this here blocks out the sun. So even on the hottest day that is outside, it blocks out the sun coming in through the window, so we can cool the place off. Okay. Also, when you go into, we're gonna read more into the tabernacle. You're gonna see what they made the the curtains out of. This also plays a part in the conditions of the weather. Everybody got me? All right. A lot of stuff in here. You know, what if it rained? If you made it out of some cheap stuff, and everybody be wet. All right. So you got to think about that. So the Most High, He thought this whole thing through. Okay, read on out.
Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Exodus 26, verse 7. And thou shalt make curtains of goat's hair to be a covering upon the tabernacle. 11 curtains shalt thou make. The length of one curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits.
Mm-hmm.
And the 11 curtains shall be all of one measure.
Right, so you see they said, thou shalt make curtains of goat's hair to be covered upon the tabernacle. Even curtains shall thou make. So the goat's hair is going to be the one that's going to cover the tabernacle. Everybody got that? Okay, so the goat's hair is going to be thick, it's furry, you know what I mean? So these things will be more of a protection. Oh, he's putting it up there? There you go.
Yeah, I was going to say why they make it a little bit longer, but I really don't. They made it 2 more cubits longer than the other curtains.
Right. But they made it 2 more cubits longer than the other curtains, right? Because it was a covering.
Right.
It was for, most likely it was for due to the weather conditions. You know, things changed, whatever it might be, get cold. Okay? They're in the desert, sandstorms. They have storms. All right? Go ahead. 9.
Verse 9. And thou shalt couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and shalt double the 6th curtain in the forefront of the tabernacle. And thou shalt make 50 loops on the edge of one curtain that is outmost in the coupling, and 50 loops in the edge of the curtain which coupleth the second. And thou shalt make 50 taches of brass, and put the taches into the loops, and couple the tent together that it may be one. And the remnant that remaineth of the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that remaineth, shall hang over the backside of the tabernacle. And a cubit on the one side, and a cubit on the other side, of that which remaineth in the length of the curtains of the tent. It shall hang over the sides of the tabernacle on this side and on that side to cover it. Verse 14. Exodus 26, verse 14. And thou shalt make a covering for the tents of ram skins dyed red, and a covering above of badger skins. And thou shalt make boards for the tabernacle of shittim wood standing up. Then 10 cubits shall be the length of a board, and a cubit and a half shall be the breadth of one board. 2 tenons shall there be in one board, set in order one against another. Thus shalt thou make for all the boards of the tabernacle. And thou shalt make the boards for the tabernacle 20 boards on the south side southward, and thou shalt make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards. 2 sockets under one board for his 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for his 2 tenons. And for the second side of the tabernacle on the north side, there shall be 20 boards, and there 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. And for the sides of the tabernacle westward, thou shalt make 6 boards, and 2 boards shalt thou make for the corners of the tabernacle in the 2 sides, and they shall be coupled together beneath, and they shall be coupled together above the head of it unto one ring. Thus shall it be for them both. They shall be for the 2 corners, and they shall be 8 boards, and their sockets of silver, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board.
All right. So as you see here, you know, the Most High is being very precise on how He wants this thing built. Okay, so this is taking some time, and taking a lot of teamwork. You know, the Levites is getting together. They're putting this thing together. All right, it's nothing to like play around with. This thing is going to be exactly the way he wants it. He said he want 18. He want 2 cubits here, 3 cubits there, a ring over here, a ring over there. He wanted all the way down to the T. Everybody got me? Right. Being that he talking about the building of the tabernacle, actually, so I don't know if anyone had rebuilt this thing, but it was a guy who rebuilt the ark, which is the Noah's Ark. Right. He actually rebuilt it, and it's in Kansas City right now as we speak. Maybe later on I'll put up a picture of it. But you know, there are people that actually say he went off of the measurements out of Genesis, right, on how Noah built the ark. So you know, these tabernacles are very important. So he told him that if you glorify it and build it the way I want you to build it, I'll be there too with you. Okay, read on.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 26, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make bars of shittim wood, 5 for the boards of the one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle,
Mm-hmm.
and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the tabernacle, for the 2 sides westward. And the middle bar in the midst of the boards shall reach from end to end. And thou shalt overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings of gold for places for the bars. And thou shalt overlay the bars with gold, and thou shalt rear up the tabernacle according to the fashion thereof, which was showed showed thee in the mount.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 31.
Right.
And thou shalt make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine twined linen of cunning work. With cherubims shall it be made. And thou shalt hang it upon 4 pillars of shittim wood, overlaid with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold upon the 4 sockets of silver. And thou shalt hang up the veil under the taches, that thou mayest bring in thither within the veil the ark of the testimony. And the veil shall divide unto you between the holy place and the most holy.
Right. So they're building this veil now. The veil is very important now. And the building of the veil, he's explaining to them that they have to have these cherubims on there, the cutting work. So the embroidery is going to be on the front of the veil. Okay. So this is going to separate the holy and the most holy. What's the most holy? Is when the high priest goes in there to the most holy. Okay, and he only goes once a year. So this is a part of the tabernacle that he's talking about now. Go ahead. Verse 34.
We're in the book of Exodus, chapter 26, verse.
Oh, okay,
35.
I see. You got the holy of holies up. Holies of holy. Right. The curtain dividing. Yep. The holies of holy. That's right. The Ark of the Covenant is in there, with the mercy seat. All these things are being. That's why they built all this stuff first. The mercy seat, the menorah, the Ark of the Covenant, the table, the showbread table. All that stuff was built first, and then now they're building the tabernacle, so now they can put those things in there. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 35.
Right.
And thou shalt set the table without the veil, and the candlestick over against the table, on the side of the table of the tabernacle toward the south. And thou shalt put the table on the north side. And thou shalt put the table on the north side.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make an hanging for the door of the tent of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine twined linen, wrought with needlework.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make for the hanging 5 pillars of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And their hooks shall be of gold. And thou shalt cast 5 5 sockets of brass for them.
Right. Chapter 27.
So we're in the book of Exodus, chapter 27, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make an altar of shittim wood 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be 4 square, and the height thereof shall be 3 cubits.
Right. So the height of it is going to be 3 cubits. How much is that? And we was going over the math earlier. Tap y'all into the math world.
54.
Can you
Down
say?
to
Can you
54
put it in feet before you say? Put it
3.5
in feet, huh?
3.5 feet.
Is that 3.5 feet? Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
No,
Something
five.
like 18 inches times 3.
5 feet.
Okay, so know that what the table is going to look like, you know what I mean? The altar now. We're going into the altar. So you remember the showbread is was on one side. Then we're going into the altar now. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And thou shalt make the horns of it upon the 4 corners thereof.
Mm-hmm.
His horns shall be of the same, and thou shalt overlay it with brass.
Right.
And thou shalt make his pans to receive his ashes, and his shovels, and his basins, and his flesh hooks, and his fire pans. All the vessels thereof thou shalt make of brass.
So all these things that they're talking about now is what? What's all these things having? They all made with brass. What's going on here? Why they make it with brass? You got all the answers. I know.
This the altar.
Hold on. Paul, I'll let Paul see.
Just a guess from what I'm reading, right? The context. It's like everything that's gonna be like tried with fire.
Right, very good. That's right. All these things are going to be tried with fire, right? So this is they put it with brass. Okay. When we read, it says, "And thou shalt make his pans to receive his ashes, and his shovels, and his basins." Right, the basins and his flesh hooks and the fire pans. All these vessels, what is the basins? What's that?
That's what I was about to ask. What
Yeah.
about the basin?
What a basin? What's that used for? Because ain't no fire in that. Yes, Captain. I'm sorry, Officer. You said hold what? Hold liquid. What you holding there? The fruit that come from the vine? Oh, so blood? Gosh.
Is it the?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna guess the drippings from like the meat when you cook it.
Dripping from the meat.
Well, I
This
was
is-
saying the blood because of when Moses did the covenant with the children of Israel,
Right.
where he put the blood in the basin.
You put the blood in the basin?
Yeah.
This is where they wash. This is where they wash the sacrifices.
Go ahead.
This is where they wash it in the basin.
That's in the basin. Okay.
But I just want to know why they made the basin out of the bronze though. I mean brass.
Okay.
And
oh,
not
that's-
gold.
Oh, you going deep down for him? Huh?
I think I have the answer, but
You think you have the answer?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
Why would that?
The brass, like it's easy to clean, doesn't stain easy, right?
That's one way.
Gold is pure.
Mm.
It doesn't stain.
Love being in it.
But it don't rust.
That's what I was thinking.
Gold don't
I was,
rust.
that's what I was thinking. The gold wouldn't rust neither if it's pure gold, right?
No.
Yeah. So that's an interesting fact. Maybe because it's just the ceremonial to clean the blood. Maybe that's why. they
Wait,
made
what
it
say you,
brass.
Levi? What say you? What do you think?
Does brass handle eat better than gold?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. But the basin, they're not putting anything.
Right.
There's nothing.
They're
with heat.
washing the sacrifices on
It's
it.
just washing. Yeah.
Right. I think it has a lot to do with the vessel itself and making it out of brass, because anything else that you make things out of, sometimes it may hold that what's in there, like the blood. Like
Well,
if
you know
make
what?
things out of pottery.
Everything that we put in gold is made out of shittim wood.
Right. And everything's made out of shittim wood.
So
it probably would not work with the flesh and the blood, because remember the gold will layer the wood, but it doesn't actually really cover it because the wood soaks up the gold. But in brass, the actual flesh is right on top.
That's
right?
what it is. The wood will become unclean
Right.
due to the blood.
Due to the blood. So now
The
that's why the
unclean
brass,
earthen vessel.
the brass would be on there, but then what? You can wash it off because it
won't
doesn't
blood.
absorb anything. It doesn't absorb
Right.
any kind of meat. Everybody understand that, right? If you know, there's a lot of Benjamites in this room, so I'm gonna bring it out. You know, they like to make like curry chicken. Now you know there's a curry chicken pot that they famously use. Is that steel pot, that tall pot, right? So it's very important. So they could put the curry in there, they could cook it and everything, and burn it a little bit and cook it in there. And why? When they finish, they can wash it out and use the pot again because now the pot will not be stained. All right, because that brass and like steel, things like that, doesn't hold, you know, the flesh and the blood or anything else that you have in there. Everybody got me? Everybody with me? All right. When you go into later on into this portion, we're gonna go into the vessels that you put in, like I say, some sort of pottery, because they did pottery back then too. Okay. And when you put something in there that was blood, remember pottery, it holds moisture, so the blood will soak it up, and then you will be unclean. You won't be able to use it anymore. So you will have to get rid of it. You gonna get it?
Get it real quick.
Man, we're going in deep now.
Just right here.
It's right here. You heard the captain said it's just right here. It's right over here. Okay. So while the captain's getting that, so what is the flesh hooks and the fire pans and the vessels thereof thou shalt make of brass. And while he's looking for that, I'm gonna say is thou shalt. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 32.
It would have to be in Leviticus, right?
Right.
Okay, let's look at Leviticus 11 and 32. Okay.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 32.
Read.
And upon whatsoever any of them, which is talking about all the unclean meats,
Right.
when they are dead, do it fall, it shall be unclean. Do it fall, it shall be unclean.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be any vessel of wood,
Right.
or raiment, or skin,
Mm-hmm.
or sack,
Right.
or whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done. It must be put in water, and it shall be unclean unto the even.
Right.
So it shall be cleansed.
Right.
Oh, this is the one I'm looking for.
Go ahead.
Right, next one.
Mhm.
And every, oh well, no, this is the earthen vessel actually. Never.
Right. All right.
Yeah,
I read. This is the potteries. These are going to be destroyed though.
Okay.
The wood can be cleaned,
Mm-hmm.
but the pottery, like the clay vessels, every earthen vessel where into any of them falleth, whatsoever in it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it.
Right. So that's going into another part of the vessels that if you use that, if the blood is in there and you have the food in there, you cannot use it again, because what happens is it stays in there. And even they use it today. They use the same method today in restaurants. You know, you have a restaurant, a lot of things they won't use to cook because they know they couldn't get it thoroughly clean. And when you have like meat and blood soaking somewhere and on the vessel, you try to use it again, a lot of times you're gonna make the people sick. There's all kind of different poisons that come out of, you know, spoiled meat, right? Okay, so we can go into another day. I'm not gonna go into a whole breakdown on this, but
I was just trying to go into the wood that it would be unclean when blood touches it.
Right. So the vessel, they use them in brass. Okay, they use brass to make all this
And
basic.
yeah, it's just a sanitary thing.
Sanitary, yeah.
When you think about
That's what it is. It's a sanitary thing, you know, to keep things clean, because the brass will be a lot easier to clean than it would be wood or any other vessel. All right, everybody got that? Okay.
Contamination.
Yes, the cross contamination, absolutely. Yes. Go ahead. We had Exodus 27 and verse 4.
Yeah. And thou shalt make for it a grate of network of brass,
Mm-hmm.
and upon the net shalt thou make 4 brazen rings in the 4 corners thereof. And thou shalt put it under the compass of the altar beneath, that the net may be even to the midst of the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt make staves for the altar, staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with brass. And the staves shall be put into the ring, and the staves shall be upon two sides of the altar to bear it. Hollow with boards shalt thou make it, as it was showed thee in the mount. So shall they make it.
Show them where?
In the mount.
Again, he's going again. He's telling them that he's giving Moses this instruction in the mount. Everybody got that? He wasn't up there just getting 10 commandments. So Moses got the whole breakdown. Okay. Read.
Verse 9.
Uh-huh.
And thou shalt make the court of the tabernacle for the south side southward. There shall be hangings for the court of fine twined linen of 100 cubits long for one side. And the 20 pillars thereof, and their 20 sockets shall be of brass. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver. And likewise for the north side in length there shall be hangings of 100 cubits long, and his 20 pillars and their 20 sockets of brass. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. And for the breadth of the court on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits. Their pillars 10, and their sockets 10. And the breadth of the court on the east side eastward shall be 50 cubits. The hangings of one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits. Their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And on the other side shall be hangings 15 cubits. Their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And for the gate of the court shall be an hanging of 20 cubits of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen wrought with needlework, and their pillars shall be 4, and their sockets 4. All the pillars round about the court shall be filleted. Think about fillet. Filleted with silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of brass.
Right.
The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height 5 cubits of fine twined linen, and their sockets of brass. All the vessels of the tabernacle, and all the service thereof, and all the pins thereof, and all the pins of the court shall be of brass. I'm going to read the last two.
Okay.
Exodus chapter 27, verse 20. And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring thee pure oil olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always.
No, sometimes.
Always.
Right. So the priests, after the tabernacle was built, the priests kept the lamp burning always. This was a continual thing. Everybody understand that? All right.
I mean, that was one person's job to constantly make sure to refill the menorah with oil.
And it was the priest. It wasn't just regular dude to do it. Yes.
So I got a question. Pure olive oil is the best thing to use for burning lamps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You use the pure. That's like what's here in this bottle. Okay. You get the pure olive oil. You can buy it in the store now. You don't have to go out and pick the olives out of the
Don't
tree.
get that maciola, or canola.
Oh, canola oil.
You're gonna set the place on fire.
Right. Yeah. Don't use anything else. Matter of fact, don't use anything. Don't burn nothing. All right. That's my advice to you. Do not burn anything. All right, in your home. Leave that up to the people that are in charge of that. Okay. You want to get a little menorah for your home, you want it to light up, buy one that you plug in the wall.
No,
Right,
you can
you'll be
also,
all right.
they got the small ones that you can put the candles.
No,
I don't want to.
No, I don't want to be responsible. Or somebody say, well, he told him he felt like he was Levi and that he could light up the menorah. I've seen some brothers. I know a brother back, since it happened a while ago, a long time ago. He told me he Levi, he the chief priest, but he took the charcoal and put it in a garbage can and set the place on fire. So I don't know what he got going on, what chief priest is that, but I know he can't be out of the sons of Levi. Maybe he might be out of the sons of Egypt. You know? Alright? Because you can't be burning down a place, you're talking about you Levi. Alright? So these are the things that were very important. You know, the Most High wanted to keep the lamps burning at all times. And also, like I said before, about when I read about the showbread, that's very important. It's a very important clue in our history, and it proves a lot of breakdowns, a lot of doctrine that people have, you know, about a lot of things. That the Levite, the priest, came every day, sundown, to switch out the showbread. He brought the bread in, the fresh baked bread, into the temple, to the holies, and he put the bread inside. He took the other bread out. This is the bread that he gave David. If you remember the story when David was on the run from Saul during the time of the new moon. Everybody remember that? Right? And what happened? He asked them, was he defiled by women? Did they deal with any women? Him and the party that's with them. They said, no, we did not. And he said, we were hungry. And they said, you got hungry, I'll give you the bread. So the lead priest went into the tabernacle. He got the bread out that was there from last time, and he gave him that bread. And then he put the fresh baked bread in there, because why? On the Sabbath that's what you're supposed to have for the Sabbath, some bread. Everybody understand that? Okay, so this is what's part of the feast. Because remember, the Sabbath day is a feast. Everybody got that? Okay. I think we went over that. We're supposed to stop at 19 or something.
No. There's no reason why it stopped at 19.
Oh, there was no reason.
We can read all the way down.
Okay, let's read 21. We're already here. We'll read it next week too. Go ahead.
In the tabernacle of the congregation, without the veil, which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall order it from evening to morning before the Most High. It shall be a statute forever unto their generations on behalf of the children of Israel.
Right, so Aaron and his sons, they prepared the Shabbat. Everybody understand? They got the bread, they put it in there. There are certain family members of the family of Aaron's, right, who did certain things. All right, there were certain family members that dealt with the holy things. We're going to go into that a little bit later on in the later portion. There's certain family members that dealing with the menorah and dealing with the tabernacle, with the Ark of the Covenant, right, with the sacrifice, the basins. There was family members that dealt with the holy things, is what I'm saying. They did not, the people that dealt with the holy things, that's what they dealt with. They didn't go move the curtain, right? They didn't go do something else. They dealt with the holy things. They were set apart to do that. Okay? Now, if somebody came along of the sons of Aaron who dealt with the curtain and decided to say, oh, they left the menorah behind, and touched the menorah, they finished right now. You're in the third heaven, just that quick. You don't got a one-way trip to the third heaven, because those are the things the Most High do not. He likes order. So if a man is put here to do this, let the man do that. The woman put here to do that, let the woman do that. Okay.
So this is not for all the Levites.
No.
This is
all the Levites.
Aaron and his son.
Right. All the Levites ain't do all that stuff, man.
A lot of Levites must be coming from the loins of Aaron.
Yeah. Thou sayest. Right? Get the Most High hand. Yeah. So this is a short portion. You know, this is the first calendar day of the month, so we do have our town hall, so that's good. The portion was short, we get more time to talk. But before we close out, I just want to say Shabbat Shalom to the nation of Israel, and also that we are located in Port St. Lucie. If those of you in the Port St. Lucie area, let's say Indian River, you're in the Treasure Coast area, right, Stewart or whatever, and you want to come congregate with us, please call. We have the numbers listed. Give us a call so we can give you a proper direction so that you may be able to come and dwell with us on the Shabbat. Okay, also we'll be having the Purim service, the opening of Purim. Sorry, let me go back. The Nicanor service will be held here next week after the Shabbat. So when the Shabbat is over, we're going to break, we'll have lunch, and then sundown, we'll have the Nicanor service, right? And then at that point, we'll enjoy each other, brotherhood and sisterhood. Okay, Sunday, will be the main event for the Purim, will be held in Fort Lauderdale. And then on Monday, the closing of Purim, the second day, will be held here in the school. Everybody understand that? On Monday. So we got a heavy weekend next weekend. So I'll get yourselves prepared. Think of what you're gonna bring, as an offering for food or even donation, because like I said before, it takes, it takes not just one person. It takes a village to get things done, man. We all have to chip in and put our brick in. Everybody understand that? All right. With that being said, Shabbat Shalom to the nation of Israel, and we'll see you next week. Shabbat.